Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another Pause and Pray. In 2003, a film came out by the title Lost in Translation. It stars one of my favorite actors, Bill Murray, and Scarlett Johansson. Bill Murray plays this kind of washed-up American actor towards the end of his career named Bob Harris, who finds himself in Tokyo to film a commercial for a Japanese whiskey company. Scarlett Johansson plays this young newlywed named Charlotte, and she's in Tokyo because her husband's this celebrity photographer, and he's off running around to get all of these great shots. And what you come to learn quite quickly is that both Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson's characters are really lost in translation, like the title suggests. Not just being Americans in Tokyo, but lost in translation in life as both are navigating a profound sense of feeling disconnected and not quite sure what to do with that. They meet at the hotel bar because they're staying in the hotel, and it begins this friendship where they find some refuge in each other's friendship. It's a brief encounter. The movie ends with kind of Bill Murray going back to America and just grateful for the opportunity to find a friend in this strange and foreign land. But it's also a celebration of their friendship and its ability to help both hear these distinct notes of connection that both were craving in their lives. In today's daily office, we're invited to pray chapter 14 of Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. And Paul in that chapter is reflecting on the gifts of praying in tongues or speaking in tongues. But he reflects on them pragmatically, saying, well, they're really only useful if they can be interpreted and understood by others. And he then likens it to musical instruments, how each instrument has a distinct note that allows us to understand which instrument is carrying which sound or creating which sound. And the same is true for us. We need help in our lives to hear the those distinct divine notes that God continues to play, that echo throughout eternity. And then that is a wonderful holy invitation to pause and pray today, reflecting on those instruments and experiences where we've heard those divine distinct notes playing in our lives. Maybe it happens when we are holding an infant and we hear that distinct note of vulnerability that infants can awaken in our grown-up hearts. Or maybe it's in those really close friendships or those close partners that speak our language like nobody else can and are able to help us hear that distinct note of connection that can really ground us in the midst of life's struggles and uncertainty. Or maybe it's found in the beauty of creation, where we hear those distinct notes of God's marvelous creativity and the wonder that it inspires in us. And the good news of it is, even if we're lost in translation from time to time, that's okay, because even there we come to find ourselves somehow hearing those divine, distinct notes of God's peace and presence reverberating throughout our lives. God's peace and blessings to you all.